All right, welcome back. Today, we're digging into a really crucial moment in Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra. And it's this powerful story about failure, about reflection, and, maybe most importantly, about a complete strategic pivot.
So, our story really begins in darkness. Picture this. After his very first attempt to teach the world, Zarathustra is left carrying the corpse of a fallen tightrope walker. I mean, what an image, right? And the text itself describes this burden as being heavy, like his wisdom. So he's not just literally weighed down, he's figuratively crushed by the death of his big idea.
And you've got to understand, this isn't just about a prophet having a really bad day. No, this is the story of a spectacular faceplant of a failure and the absolutely brilliant strategic pivot it inspired. So we're going to break down exactly how this huge setback became the catalyst for a much more focused and way more powerful mission.
Okay, so let's dive right into our first section, a prophet's public failure. And the subtitle here is The Indifference of the Herd. We're heading to a marketplace, a spot called the Motley Cow, and this is where it all goes completely wrong for him.
So Zarathustra shows up, and he is just brimming with what he calls his sun-like generosity. I mean, he is ready to pour out all this profound wisdom. And what does he get in return? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just the blinking, contented stupidity of the masses. And they're not even hostile, which might be better. They're worse. They are completely and totally indifferent. His message it doesn't land at all.
And this leads to a really painful realization for him. He finally sees his own naivete, and he admits he was trying to give honey to bears. The herd, as he calls them, they just weren't ready, or maybe not even willing to receive what he was offering.
So this total failure forces him out of the marketplace and into the forest. And that brings us to section 2, the strategic atonement. The subtitle here is A Moment of Clear-Eyed Recognition. And folks, this right here, this is where the entire story turns on a dime.
Okay, and it is absolutely crucial that we get this right. When we hear the word atonement, we have to throw out our usual ideas. We are not talking about religious guilt. We're not talking about confessing sins. What Nietzsche means here is a moment of clear-eyed, strategic recognition of a flawed approach. It's him taking a cold, hard look at what went wrong and why.
If you think about this in terms of narrative structure, this is the classic belly of the whale moment in his hero's journey. I mean, he has officially hit rock bottom. His first quest is a complete and total failure. But, and this is the key, it's from this exact point of despair that a way more potent, a much more deliberate mission is about to be born.
And that brings us right to section 3, From Savior to Creator. Subtitle, Redefining the Mission. This is the part where Zarathustra literally rebuilds his entire purpose from the ground up. Now, what's so cool here is how clearly this pivot is laid out. I mean, look at this. The old mission on the left. He wanted to be a shepherd to the herd, a savior for literally everyone. But the new mission on the right? It's a whole different game. He's now a creator for the few, a companion to other creators, all about forging new meaning. Basically, he's abandoning the masses to go find his equals. So here's the crucial point, right? This failure, it wasn't really a defeat at all. It was a liberation. Suddenly, he's freed from this impossible, totally soul-crushing task of trying to save everyone. And that allows him to pursue a mission that's not only more joyful, but frankly, a lot more achievable, just to find his people. Which, of course, brings us to section 4, The Search for Companions. And the subtitle is The Pursuit of Fellow Creators. So the big question is, if he's not talking to the indifferent crowd anymore, who exactly is he looking for now?
Well, his new strategy can be broken down into 3 really clear steps. Step 1, reject the herd. He just accepts it. My wisdom is wasted on these people. Step 2, refine my role. Okay, I'm not a shepherd. I am a creator. And finally, step 3, refocus my search. I've got to find other people like me, fellow creators. I mean, it is a perfect example of strategic refinement.
And this really shows us who these companions are. And let me tell you, he is not looking for passive followers. No way. He wants fellow creators. He's looking for people who are willing to smash old tablets of value, people who will help forge the meaning of Earth, who share his creative fire, and who are even willing to risk their own downgoing, their own self-destruction, really, for a greater purpose. So, with this new clarity, he is finally ready to begin.
And that brings us to our final section, A New Mission Begins. The subtitle here says it all, a hardened resolve.
He finally understands that the greatest impact doesn't come from just shouting a message to thousands of people who couldn't care less. No, it comes from deep, meaningful collaboration with the few who share his fire. And that is such a powerful shift, right? Moving away from the quantity of your audience to the quality of your connections.
So, in the end, the ashes of his public failure, they become the fertile ground for this new, more powerful quest. He doesn't move forward with disappointment. He moves forward with a hardened resolve, totally ready to find companions for a radical affirmation of life, of the here and now. And this whole story leaves us with a pretty provocative question, one that applies just as much to our own lives today as it did to Zarathustra. What's actually more impactful? Speaking to 1,000 indifferent faces, or collaborating with just 2 people who share your fire? It's a real question about where we choose to invest our energy, our wisdom, and our passion.